The Houthis unveil Arab countries that pledge to protect Tel Aviv. The United States offers Yemen a deal to backtrack on the maritime ban. The Sana'a government warns Washington against designating the Houthis as a terrorist organization, declaring, "We will bring down the temple on everyone." For the first time, Russia reveals the secret regarding the development of the Houthis. Engine for their military capabilities. Tel Aviv announces assistance for the train. Netanyahu declares from Lebanon that we will not give up the land we have taken, and the Hebrew Defense Minister Ahmad al-Shara will find our plane above his head wherever he is and wherever he may be, and Iran is ready without any attack on our country, and any mistake will be met with a decisive response. Putin delivers his speech regarding the ceasefire agreement and appears in military attire on the front line. The United Nations welcomes the end of the war. Britain and France form a new alliance to support Ukraine. Meanwhile, Hungary deals a major blow to Zelensky regarding his accession to the European Union. The new nightmare. The Houthis won't let it go easily, as the Egyptians say. Netanyahu is rushing to prepare his air defenses and is utilizing his fleet of warplanes. After the Houthis decided to reimpose the ban on Oman's ships in the four seas, the Red, the Arabian and the Indian Ocean and similar areas a short while ago, according to the BBC in a televised speech, the leader of the Ansar Allah Houthis, Abdul Malik al-Houthi, appeared. So criticizing the Arab Authority and considering it a failure, stressing that the operation will not stop until the blockade on the sector is lifted while keeping the people. All options are open for escalation, according to his statement. In the same context, the United States has shown desperate attempts to calm the situation in Yemen, coinciding with rising concerns about the implications of the Yemeni escalation against Tel Aviv, amid signs from Doha regarding progress in the sector negotiations and the American president retreating from his plan to take advantage. The displacement of residents. The United States Department of the Treasury announced new exemptions to sanctions on Yemen, allowing for the unloading of petroleum products in Yemen while maintaining the ban on their sale or trade. Although this license does not alleviate from the American escalation, but its timing reflects Washington's attempt to contain the tension, especially with the implementation of the Yemeni decision to reinstate the navigation ban to the Hebrew ports. In contrast, the Sana'a government warned of the consequences of classifying the Ansar Allah Houthi movement as a terrorist organization, confirming that the response will be greater. Ali al-Kahum, a leader in the movement, considered the decision wrong and stated that it will have serious repercussions on the U.S. internally, economically, and on various levels, emphasizing that all options will be beneficial. A response, according to his statement. On the other hand, the Hebrew Channel 12 reported that the resumption of the industry to ban Hebrew navigation in the Red Sea has raised increasing concern among businessmen in Tel Aviv amidst fears of its economic repercussions. On his part, the Hebrew Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar acknowledged that the resumption of the naval blockade by Sana'a on Hebrew navigation poses a real threat to Tel Aviv, noting that the Houthis are obstructing the passage of Hebrew ships through the Red Sea, the Arabian Sea, and the Bab al-Mandab Strait, which it has a real negative impact on the Hebrew economy, according to his statement quoted by Channel 12 Hebrew. In another context, a report by the Russian magazine Top War confirmed that the Houthis possess an advanced missile arsenal that includes ballistic and cruise missiles. And a platform for ships will enhance their capabilities as an organized military force. The report also pointed out that the Houthis manufacture their weapons locally despite sanctions, with their ability to carry out precise attacks inside and outside Yemen, especially against Hebrew, American and European ships. The report also mentioned that despite international efforts to destroy capabilities, however, Washington and Tel Aviv face difficulties in determining the size of the Houthi arsenal, making the Houthis an influential regional power, according to the newspaper. And God hoped with the Yemeni front for the latest developments on the Palestinian scene, where the American site Oxus reported, citing a knowledgeable source, that Tel Aviv had given a positive response to the proposal of American envoy Steve Wade, which includes extending the ceasefire in the sector until the 20th of the next month, in exchange for the release of 5 living detainees and the handover of others' bodies. The proposal also includes delivering food aid to the sector throughout the lull period. The source indicated that the mediators met with the Palestinian movement official in Doha, where they presented the updated version. The proposal also stipulates the release of the remaining detainees on the last day of the ceasefire agreement. But wait, what does Tel Aviv's approval of allowing food aid into the area mean? In your opinion, do the Houthis have an influence in this, or does Tel Aviv have another reason? We are waiting. thinking? The answer is awaited from you. From the conditions of the sector to the burning Lebanese Hebrew front, where Hebrew Prime Minister Netanyahu confirmed that he will not give up Hebrew control over 5 sites in Lebanese territories, pointing out that the offensive policy of the Hebrew army is not limited to Syria but extends to Lebanon as well. Netanyahu also announced that the Hebrew army neutralized 5 elements of the Lebanese factions last week, accusing them of violating the ceasefire agreement. Netanyahu also attacked the Hebrew opposition leader Yair Lapid, claiming that he was defeated and made concessions to the Lebanese factions, affirming that his government is working hard to ensure the security of Tel Aviv and maintain its strategic positions in Lebanon. And from Beirut, developments take us to the fiery Syrian arena, where Hebrew Defense Minister Israel Katz confirmed that any site where operations against Tel Aviv are planned will be targeted. He pointed out the leader of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or the current Syrian President Ahmed Shara, known as Abu Muhammad al-Jolani. The Hebrew aircraft will find him wherever he is. This was a comment on the air raid carried out by the Hebrew Air Force in Damascus, which targeted sites described as belonging to sabotage groups. And from Damascus to the heated Iranian-American front, where the commander of the ground forces in the Iranian army, Brigadier General Kiomas Haidari, affirmed his country's readiness to respond to any threats, pointing out that any enemy can. Anyone thinking of attacking Iran will regret it. He added that the Iranian armed forces are in a constant state of readiness, which ensures deterrence against ongoing threats, emphasizing the need to develop precise, smart, and networkable weapons with a focus on local industries and Iranian youth. In the same context, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov revealed part of a U.S. message to Iran confirming an American attempt to link any new nuclear agreement with guarantees preventing Tehran from supporting an elevated axis power in the region, which may hinder reaching an agreement. At the same time, a report from the Hebrew website Zaman stated that Iran is unlikely to back down from its military developments despite the pressures exerted by the United States and the Hebrew entity, which may make confrontation with Iran closer than ever before. Pusai Scientists Aidan Pentier.